Hey guys, hope you're all well. Okay, cracking on with the fabricating today. Like I say, we've got lots of it to do, so I'm going to press on, starting with this Enfield. So what I'm going to do with this is just spend the rest of this week getting all the fabrication done on this, so it's finished and I can take it to bits, and then there'll be less of it in my way. And then obviously we'll be cracking on with the frames and stuff. I've got a seat ready for my friend's Enfield. I'll shape that up as well. I've got the pivoting brackets for the seat for the one we're doing right now. So they're all done, they've drilled out. I've got a little bit, let me get that back out and show you. Ooh. So I found this. This will obviously go between these as the engine point that fits to the frame. But I was wondering, why have I put all them little crosses on there for? And realised there's a broken drill in there, which ain't good. So I'm going to try and turn that down a bit and get at the drill to be able to pull it out, because this bit is actually a little bit too wide for what I want. So hopefully we can take a bit off, get the drill out, and still use this as the hinge for the seat. That's the plan. I have no clue how deep that drill goes in. Well, we'll soon find out. There we go. Luckily, there's barely any in there and it's just fell out. Just by turning that little bit off the face. So that's lucky. So that is usable. I'm going to face all that up now, and then we'll get the correct size all the way through. Okay, I did do an extra little bit on these, so I'll step in there now, because in the past when I've built these seats and come to build the bike, it's always a pain holding spacers or washers in there while you're trying to get the bolt through. So I've done them little steps, put a bigger washer on, so that'll hold it together for when I build the bike back up. Right, which way does this go? That way. So we'll bolt this together. What am I doing? That's the wrong way round. That's it. So we can weld this on. And then we've got to make another bracket on, let me get that on a minute. We've got to make another bracket off this that goes to the frame. There we go. Should look tidy enough. Right, fire the welder up for the first time in weeks and get some welding done. I think Blue's cooling his bits down. You look like a chicken, mate. You look like a chicken on a plate. Right, that's that welded. Sorted. I'm only going to do it in the 3 places. I think that'll do it. Obviously, this is like the base of the seat. What I'm going to do as well is drill holes all the way around the outside, but I'm going to get it all fitted first, because the ladies at the trim centre will bond this and rivet it together. So next bit is get this out, and then we'll make the bracket that goes to the frame, and then we'll lay the springs out, get them over there, and all their little brackets out, all the oil off the lathe. I have to clean them before I try and weld them. I've got these temporary bolts welded together. That helps me lay these out with this right spacing for the springs, and then keeps everything in line, because these springs are never in line. They're always a bit skew width. So laying them out with the bolts that I've just welded together, these will pull straight when we bolt them up to the seat. So yeah, next, bracket for the frame. As you can see, we've got the tank on ready, because obviously we need that there so we don't go and put the seat too far forward and it hits the tank. We want to give ourselves plenty of space there, and obviously so it sits nice over the mudguard. And like I say, I think I'm going to hack them brackets off for the mudguard and make something a bit nicer there. Then we've got to trim all that down. I don't want to put like the mudguard hoop on this one. I personally prefer them without that hoop on and a shorter mudguard. I know short mudguards are not practical, and I know running bikes with zero front mudguards are not practical. But one thing I do with the Enfields, as you probably know, is leave all the lugs on, but make little brackets for them so it looks like they have got a job to do. So if anyone changes their mind and wants a front mudguard, they can still do it. Else, I have seen these with the brackets lobbed off, so that completely eliminates you being able to put a front mudguard on. I prefer them without. It's a bobber, and the bobber thing was all about stripping everything off that the bike really didn't need. I've actually seen people run them with no rear mudguard as well. It's personal choice. Personal choice. I'm certainly not one of them that jumps down people's throats because they've built their bike the way they wanted it. I don't always agree with that. If it's their bike, they have it as they want it. Anyway, let's get on with the seat. Right, bracket for this then. Got all that out. Bit of plate. So I'm going to do something a little bit different to what I normally do, and make it all out of plate. See if we can make a nice bracket. So we're going to drill a hole in this first, or use a hole cutter. In fact, I haven't got one that size. I've got one slightly bigger, but we can sort of weld it up. No one will ever know. Yeah, cut a hole in there, slice it down the middle, use the two sides for the bracket, and yeah, box it all in and stuff. You'll see as we go along. Let's get a hole cut in it first. And we're through. Ain't a bad hole cutter actually. Makes a change. There we go, sorted. Next, mark sort of down the middle. So we can cut the plate in half. Oh, that's still a bit warm, that is. This is going to make the two halves of my bracket. I think that'll be long enough. And down the middle. Right, I'm going to start with tacking these two halves together. So when we've cutting them to the shape I want, we're basically cutting the two together because they are slightly off. The bit I'm interested in getting them perfectly right is the hole that we cut. So if I get that lined up, that's looking about right. We can trim the rest of it up. Let's weld it down there actually. Oh, that didn't go well, did it? That's better. Has that got it? Yeah. Let's go in that corner as well. Right, that'll do it. Right, I'm going to decide what shape we're going to have that now. Right, to start with, I think we'll go with that. Is that going to be all right? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, let's cut that off first. That's a start. Right, I think looking at it, and that's getting hot, this needs to be a bit shorter, like come down here a bit more, so we can get that closer to the tank. Yeah. And then we've got to shape the bottom to drop around the profile of the frame there. Yeah, I think I need that to be shorter. Right, some other bit of junk to draw around. Yes, that's the one. Definitely, that will do. Better. Right, now let's decide what we're doing with the back, this bit. Right, I think we'll go straight down there. Just take that corner off for now. Like so. Because we have got to shape, just to give you an idea, we've got to shape the bottom of this with a bit of a curve, wherever it ends up being, to drop around the frame. So I reckon if we take that corner off first, and then when we've got this cut sorted, then we'll probably drop a bit of a radius on here or something. Let's go a bit shallower than that actually. Let's bring it down a bit more than that. That one. Let's go for that one. Is that too shallow? Tell you what, let's go in between. because I'm actually still unsure. Let's get a bit of a curve on there. Oh, that's getting closer to how it's going to be, I think. Right, this bottom curve now, so it drops around the profile of the frame. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of a guess at this. Probably come from up here. And drop in like that. If I take that off, then we can do a bit of fine final trimming when that's cut out. Obviously, when I cut this one, it's all both sides are going to drop apart, which don't matter. Yeah, I think that will go somewhere close. Let's cut it. There we go. Right, let's see how we're looking so far. Oh, that ain't far off, you see. Not far off at all. We can go with that. Excellent. Right, now joining the two back together. Okay, next bit, I reckon 10mm spacer, just to hold it together, will give us about the correct width. And if we tap that about and get it all level, that looks about right to me. Right, let's take that back out of there, because we want that on there like so. Obviously we want it sitting straight. I think that's about right. It gives us a decent width. We've got plenty of material overhanging to get the weld round it. We'll just tack it on for now, so we can get on with the other bit. Right, I'll tack that on and then we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, I've got that pretty much lined up, I think. So I'm going to tack that in, try and get that obviously straight as I can. I think we'll tack one side first, then see how the alignment's doing. Okay. That's looking okay to me. Get a few more tacks on that then, so the two sides are joined together. That should have it. Oh yeah. Got a splinter go straight down my nail then, off the table. Nice. Anyway. Right, so far we have that. Right, now we need to cut some strips. Strip of metal. Get that tacked on and then shape it round it. Leave a bit of gap at the top and then we'll lay some weld in there. There we go. Let's get another glove on actually. And we should be able to just pull that round there. In fact, we'll tack as we go along. That's the one. Right, chomp that off. I'm about ready for a new cutter in there. Should do this last bit. Curve that all the way around. Okay, that's all that sorted and tidied up a bit. I think that'll do the job. So I'm going to attach the seat back onto this now, and then we can try it on the bike, I guess, and get, hopefully, at least get it tacked on before we call it a day. It's getting quite late. Obviously all these fixings and everything, they're just temporary while I build it. We'll obviously have new ones because these are a little bit scabby. I'll probably even do them out of brass, make some out of brass to make it look a bit better. That's easy enough. Makes it easy with them little steps into all the washers, especially when it's all obviously going onto the bike. There we go. Right, we're going to try that on there, eh? I've just got that tacked on, just to hold it there. I was sort of messing about with it and I got it in a really good spot, so I quickly tacked it. So I obviously missed that bit filming, but we're going to get the little brackets for the springs lined up now. Hopefully they'll drop into a nice place and look all right. So what I've got to do first is what I'm going to do to lay these out. Them bolts that I made, well, some old bolts that I just bunged together with a bit of blobby weld. So we've got to set them out at 3 inches, which is the length of the springs. And doing it with these bolts will keep it perfectly square. Like the springs are just slightly over 3 inches. Right, we'll get them both the same. And then what we have to do is tack these on. Obviously one on the seat base, one on the frame, and then we have to cut these bolts through the middle to get them back out. Nearly there. A bit more. There we go, they're bang on. So we can get them in place now and tack them on. Another one on the bottom. Can't quite reach with the welder. Come on, one more. No. I think that's got it. There we go, that's the main bit done. Tomorrow I'll probably take all this off, weld it all round properly and clean it all up, get the springs on. Obviously we've got to cut through them bolts to get them off, and then we can, like I say, bolt the springs up and stuff. That'll be the seat complete. Then I'll move on to side mount number plate, I think. Yeah, I might as well do that next. I'll do that tomorrow. I think my daughter's popping over tomorrow with the little one. So, her first time in the shed. No doubt, definitely not the last. Especially when she's up and running and walking. We'll definitely have her over here helping out and getting her hands dirty. Anyway, yeah, side mount number plate next, and then the rear brake pedal, mounting point, and then change the brackets for the mudguard. Yeah, I think that's fabricating finished on this then. Like I say, I'm going to see the week out with this and get it all done so it can basically come to bits, and then I'm going to get on with the other bits of frames I've got to do for people and stuff, and obviously my friends Bobber. So, yeah, slowly getting motivation back. It is a struggle, but we'll get there and keep ploughing on. And obviously, don't worry, I haven't forgot the BMW. I will be getting on with that, but like I say, I've got the other half of the bits I've done this side to do, and it's fairly pointless filming them, but I will bring that up to date, and then we'll get on with the next stages of that. But in the meantime, I just want to get all this fabrication done and out of the way. So that'll do. It's getting late and I need to go and edit this video. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.